Pokemon is the highest grossing media franchise of all time. And it's completely understandable. If you're a gamer, if you like card games, if you like weird animals, you like cute animals, you like garbage bags that will talk to you. I'm from New York, so yes. Part of its evolution where it's becoming a nostalgia machine. I grew up in the first wave of Pokemon. I grew up when it came out. The one thing always growing up too, though, is we wanted real Pokemon. We wanted to see what Pokemon would look like in the real world. And we got to see that with Detective Pikachu. A live action movie I loved it. I thought it was great. I would love to see more live action movies set place in this world. It doesn't have to be Detective Pikachu, but I digress. Have you seen PokeTsume? A Pocketful Adventure or Adventure in Your Pocket, whatever they want to call the English title. PokeTsume isn't a live action Pokemon series in the same vein as Detective Pikachu is a live action movie. Instead, it delves down the path of real world and nostalgia. And the name of the show, I believe, probably comes from the original Pokemon's third ending, which was Fantasy in My Pocket. Released in 2023, PokeTsume follows our main character, Madoka, a woman who grew up in a small port town called Mashiro. Madoka moves to Tokyo from her hometown to become a creator, as the term in Japan, and that's not as like a content creator or anything like that. No, creator in this sense means advertising, marketing, which hits a little close to home for me because I have worked in advertising and marketing before and working production on that stuff, so oh boy. This has been her dream ever since she saw an ad for hair dye as a teen, giving her the courage to dye her hair and really becoming her own self. So we follow her to her move to Tokyo, where we see her work for a company called Adventure, which I like that name. Originally I was going to go in episode by episode, but I think it'd be easier if I kind of go through the first episode and then go character by character, as each episode kind of centers around one of her coworkers or another character in the show. After a day getting used to the real life struggles of being alone and that damn desk drawer that will not stay closed no matter what you do. Even if you tape it, it does not stay closed. I'm getting a little personal right now, and after a long day at work, she's still settling at home, and she opens up a care package that came from her mother. Inside is some snacks, and she finds her old Game Boy with Pokemon Red.
Game Boy, まだあったんだ。うわ、ポケモン、懐かしい。
Soon we see her get some nice little flashbacks of her as a child playing Pokemon. This was very nostalgic, very nice and nostalgic, and I like the way it was shot too. It was very, very nice. Let's also give the shout out to them actually putting in blowing into the cartridge to get it to work. So this is where our series starts to kick off. We have Madoka taking all of her real life struggles and taking Pokemon Red and kind of weaving them in and out, figuring out, hey, this is this, this is this, this is this. In the game, we do this to get past this, and how can I equate that to my real life? And with help of Sora, a young boy from a cafe she begins to frequent that is run by his mother, Masako, she uses Pokemon just to solve everyday life. I wish it was that easy. Whether it's from presidents and companies being really thick in the head, or to her coworkers, or even to her rival Midori. So like I said, I'm gonna go through this character by character because the episodes are more based around characters than anything else. So let's start out with our first character. This is Kageaki Hiyama. He's represented by a Charmeleon. He's our starter, I guess, because she's really kind of the first one she starts to bond with. So in the 6th episode, Madoka and Hiyama work together on a short, it's like a short ad pitch contest, I guess you could say. Madoka learns about his backstory after she wins a battle against him with the link cable and all that. He was a hardworking student, dreams of being a designer, graduated college, and eventually joined a different company where he was kind of just put put into sales, and he didn't want to do sales, but apparently he was good at them, which kind of sucks when you're good at something you don't want to be good at, but that's where you're put. In that company, he meets two other people, Seo and Kenji. So with being stuck in sales and not being the creative person he wants to be, Hiyama eventually quits the company and goes and joins Adventure, which is this great little scene of him evolving, which I loved. And you have the whole, he's such as evolving, and you get the dun 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 dun. It was so nicely shot, and it shows he had this whole character growth moment. He evolved, and now they go in, they set up what they want to do, and actually come in second place. Even when he winds up seeing his old friends, they're like, oh, we didn't know you were still wanting to be a creative person, and this is great. We should definitely get together sometime soon and hang out. And you could tell they were very proud of him.
営業経験があるクリエイターは強いよ。僕調べだけど。
The best part is he's actually another person who starts playing Pokemon. He sees Madoka with her Pokemon game playing it, and he kind of gets that little nostalgia. You're playing Pokemon? She hides it, no. And then he starts playing it, and he tries to hide it, and then they start battling each other with the link cable, and oh man, I love that. So next we have Yuki Koide, presented by the good old Magikarp. He means so well. He tries so hard, but he's just one of those people that no matter how hard you try, you just flail. You do nothing, you make a little bit of a splash, and that's it. He's always trying, but just has no confidence in himself and has to constantly rely on others to do his work, talk to clients, and even fix some mistakes. In this episode, Koide is put to the test. He's given the reins with the popular model and has to help form a photo shoot for an ad. He gets everything basically right. He just doesn't get the dress she wanted. They couldn't get the dress, so he just kind of improvised and got a different one. Madoka tries to help him, but eventually she realizes she can't keep doing that. She can't keep helping him. He's not going to get the experience. He's not going to get the XP. And she eventually has to do something that a lot of people kind of need. You have to be very blunt and honest. You have to tell them, hey, you really want to keep doing this? Do you really want to keep being this person? Do you really want to keep, floundering, flailing, and just not moving forward? So after hearing the hard truth, no one likes to hear this stuff, but sometimes you just need someone to tell you that. You need to shut up and listen. He also evolves into a Gyarados. Goes up with the model and stands toe-to-toe to her, basically telling her, hey, listen, I was a fan of yours. I really looked up to you, but you are disappointing. It's like, you can't actually do this, can you? And gets her to finally come out. He's like, we got you vegan food, we got you this, we got you that. So what, I didn't get you the dress. You just can't do this. And that was a great thing. I really enjoyed that. It kind of took from him saying, I can't do this, to, no, it's not me saying I can't do this. It's the model really saying, I can't do this. Next in our lovable office of Pokemon, we have Kazuchika Kugasuri. This is our Kangaskhan, actually. I know, I wasn't really expecting him to be the Kangaskhan, but you'll see. He's a very, very hardworking yes man, if anything. Always gonna be there for a client and never gonna say no to a client, which is terrible. You sometimes have to say no to clients. You have to put up barriers with clients. You have to tell clients, no, this isn't going to work in an ad. This isn't going to work in a video. This isn't going to work in a photo. You are the one who has to say, no, this is what we kind of need to do. But due to this, his home life is actually suffering. He's having a hard time with the relationship with his son. Later on, they're in the cafe after work, and he is just kind of breaking down that he is not connecting with his son. It's a very powerful scene with Kogosuri. He's a man torn between wanting to be there for his family, but knowing if he says no to a client, they may cancel a contract, which may start to a domino effect for the small company and lead to a closure, and then he's left jobless and his family is out of any money. It is kind of played for a little bit of laughs with how excessive he can be, but he really is upset. He's really torn between wanting to be there and wanting to provide. So Madoka decides to help him. She sets up a plan at a zoo and she goes out to help his son. Coincidentally, this is our Safari Zone episode, isn't it? Coincidentally, she's been trying to catch Kangaskhan inside the Safari Zone. So where is the safari? At the zoo. I really like the little things. And if you're in Tokyo, don't go to the Ueno Zoo. This is segue. Don't go to the Ueno Zoo. If you like animals, if you don't want to see depressed animals, don't go to the Ueno Zoo. I've been there. I never want to go back. I've never seen animals look so sad in my life. So Madoka basically plans out Kogosuri's day with his son, giving him little facts and information, trying to make him seem like this amazing father, and his son eventually finds out, eventually realizes, oh hey, you didn't know anything, you didn't plan this, you didn't, this and that. And while they're going through this, he gets a call from a client. This is why he was saying he wasn't gonna be a yes man to clients. He's gonna take time. And at the end of the call, he goes, hey, today's my day off. I'm with my son. Please don't call me right now. And there we go. I thought this was a great episode. Kogosuri is probably one of the best characters. I just liked this episode. I thought it was nice and heartwarming. I think a lot of people can relate to him. Next up, we have Yoko and Meguro, who is portrayed by a Vulpix and Ninetales. Throughout the series, I guess you could say she's the Vulpix until her episode where she evolves into the Ninetales. Yoko is the graphic design artist of the whole company, a woman with a fiery personality, which totally makes sense, and she's not afraid to stand up for what she believes in. She was standing up to Kogosuri back in the episode where he was in the main set, and she was saying, you can't keep saying yes, all these design changes are making this ad look horrible. You can't keep doing this. Reginald Meguro was actually one of the people, I think she was the assistant director or assistant artist on the ad that inspired Madoka to become a creator. She kind of keeps this a secret until we get into Yoko's episode where she's accused of plagiarism. She starts dating a guy who is horrible, trips children, and then wants to take everything Madoka has made and claim it as his. He comes up with fake stories that she told him, and basically all the clients start leaving. And she just begins to lose hope, starts thinking, maybe I should just leave the company. She knows people who do independent work and then she can survive like that. But as Madoka comes in again and says, hey, listen, you really inspired me. I can't let you leave this company and be thrown out like this. Let's figure this out. And eventually they do. They got him in trouble for it. He gets the rightful blame for all of it. And we do get another one of those cool evolution scenes. And let's just say he really should have been more wary of pulling her tail. Finally, it's time for the boss of adventure. This is Koichi Yadoya, who is represented by a Slowbro. I freaking love that he's represented by a Slowbro, and he kind of looks like one. I'm not trying to be mean, but they knew what they were doing in all this casting. A forgetful man at times who loves his hermit crabs. Slowbro's Japanese name is actually Yadoran, which is partially taken from the word Yadokari, which is hermit crab in Japanese, hence the hermit crabs on the desk. I thought it was a nice little touch. So throughout the series, he's kind of aloof and very spacey, very easily forgetting certain things. He'll slam the desk. Oh no, like I forgot tomorrow is this. Oh, we have an ad we have to get done for this. But when the company is trouble, the real Yadiya shows up. As Coco Story tells us, he's never lost a sales pitch and constantly swept up advertising awards, and his economic value exceeds 10 billion yen. So he's a very capable man. He's very much able to go, hey, we're doing this, this is this, this is this, dot your T's, cross your I's, all that. But he also knows he can be hands off. He can trust his team. He can be that little like aloof when he wants to be. When he's done all this stuff, he has his awards. He has the whole portfolio to back him up. That he knows he can trust these people in his company. So outside of the main group at the office, we have Sora, who is our Cubone, and Masako, who is our Jinx. Sora is Masako's son. Masako is the owner of the cafe that Madoka and her co-workers will usually visit, have fun, and get some delicious food at. Sora's the one who found Madoka playing her old Game Boy and began coaching her basically, telling her what Pokemon is good against what, typing advantages, all that stuff. So we see Sora is a Cubone, but has a mother. That's because Sora has lost his father. Our episode with the ghosts is the episode with Sora's father. Only he can see his father, and this episode follows Sora trying to really grieve about his father passing away. The same thing with Sora's father. He's trying to kind of say sorry for passing away. This, of course, is the whole episode based around Lavender Town, ghosts, all that. It was really nice. Another really touching episode. I wasn't expecting an actual ghost episode in this show, but they did it in a nice way. I thought it was really well done, and I just love how they're putting the characters together in this show. They are absolutely amazing. And what good is a red without a green? Midori is Madoka's childhood rival. She always seemingly was one step ahead, always rubbing her accomplishments in Madoka's face, and as we get to her final appearance, we see Midori and Madoka have their final battle. Beforehand, we see them have a standoff and have a talk. Madoka wondering why Midori always gets in her way, but Midori is very frustrated and wondering how could Madoka have seen it that way for all these years, when Midori saw it as Madoka pursuing her and trying to be better than her. Whether it was in Kendo, or even her career where she thought she was in a place Madoka would never be. And you kind of have to sympathize with her because here she was, trying to do good in Kendo, trying to do, all these things, doing it in her career, have her own life, and there it seemed to be Madoka always right behind her, always trying to be better than her, one up her, when Midori just wanted someone to be like, hey, you're doing really good job. But she never got that because Madoka always got it. Even if she was second place, she was the one who got the praise put on her. Meanwhile, Midori was just there. Then there was her career. Midori found a spot that Madoka would not be in, and who does she turn around and see walk up to her as her rival? So you can see how both of these people are the main character. You can see how their two paths kind of cross back and forth. And I love the line she says where she's like, don't assume you're the only main character. This all ties back to an earlier part of the episode where Madoka was talking to Masako about Midori, and Masako says, you just have to look at it from a different point of view. So we get to the Kendo battle where Midori's grandfather is invited to be the judge, which very fitting. And after a hard-fought battle, Midori loses. Even though she lost, she still feels she wasn't wrong in her way of doing things. But her grandfather tells her she lost because she didn't treat her friends or peers right. Kind of harkening back to the original games where it's you lost because you didn't treat your Pokemon right. Midori realizes she had everything, she just didn't give the respect to other people that she wanted in return. Midori telling Madoka it's her turn to chase her. So those are kind of the outlines of the episodes. I didn't really go too far into them because I do feel people should watch this show and I don't want to ruin everything in them. I did give away a lot, but watching the show is simply amazing. It's a very well done show by people who actually enjoy Pokemon. The actress, the director, everybody on there just seemed to have a good understanding of how the show and the game should have been connected. And another great aspect of PokeTsume was the soundtrack. Most of the music in the show, if not all the music in the show, even sound effects, were from the original game.
Midori? 久しぶり.
It helps create a familiar feeling and a show you didn't know what was going to be happening in. So you felt a nostalgic comfort while watching a new story unfold. The opening was a great remix, and the only new song I think they had was the ending that was done by Sumika. Who's done this? This. This. And they recently just got announced to be doing the 2026 Doraemon film theme. This show was a great watch, and I'm so glad I was able to track it down because it didn't air in English anywhere. It didn't get subbed anywhere in English officially. So you do kind of have to look for this show if you want to get it. It showed off a lot of what makes Pokemon Pokemon. Friendships, growth, a lust for adventure, and most importantly, a community. This past year, I was very lucky to have a chance to go to Pokemon Worlds for the very first time, and that was all there. From one kid who just loved collecting bugs, he created a worldwide community and something people can easily connect and have fun with. PokeTsume, I feel, encapsulates exactly what Satoshi Tajiri wanted for Pokemon, fostering friendships around discovery and collecting.